Max Your Journey Tribe, welcome back. I got another RV rental video for you guys. Today is going to be like a vlog. I already have been to the campground once, but this client has 2 RVs going out, and this is how I usually get it done. So I'm going to take you along for the second drop off. We'll check out the first RV, make sure they're set up, or make sure my client arrived. But today we have multiple campers going out. I do have a little damage on this RV, so if you want to know about any of that stuff, ask down in the comments. But this is a RV rental video just for you. So find out how I make a few $1,000s renting out my campers, and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, I have to hook everything up, set everything up, and we already noticed some damage right here. If you guys can see this, that is no good. So I'm gonna be ordering a new breakaway cable. This cable right here is just in case your camper snaps away. It will engage the brakes on the trailer, causing it to stop. But that's just a minor thing. That's just a day in a life type of thing. You're going to find stuff wrong every single time. I like to jack up my weight distribution hitch, get the pin set in there. As you see here, I always have supplies and junk on hand. Grab these big bars, lock those in, as you see there, on a 90-degree angle, and then these can slide right on top of this arm. All right, that's one thing. Other side, clip. Sorry for all the movement. I am using my Meta glasses. I have not had much energy yet. I will be getting my fuel, and I'm not talking about gas. All right, so those go in there. This goes here, and then usually I grab these, locked in. Other side, ouch. You're getting the real life POV of the RV rental right now. Might put a little bit of music behind it. Let me know what y'all think. When y'all see the clip, if you like the music, no music. This thing is giving me troubles. It would show off today. This is the second drop. I just want to go drop it off and enjoy what I call a day off. But a day off is when I work for myself. So let's see. So this is pretty much useless, but I'm just setting it up just in case that one thread can cause my camper to stop. This is what's going to engage my brake controller or make the camper have power. So that is there. And then from here, just want to down jack. Propane tanks. Propane tank gauge, turn it open. All right, turn this on. That switch in front is your kill switch. If you're ever not familiar with campers, that is your kill switch. That's what saves your batteries power, because there's little things on inside them that will drain it. Smoke detectors, whatever, little teeny lights. I also like to bring the leg up down here for maximum clearance. I bring it to the lowest level every single time I tow. Replace my pin and bring it all the way up till it stops. All right, that is done. That's here. Let's walk around this beast. So this is at my main residence. We got our compartments locked up, windows closed. Sometimes I keep one of these cracked just to keep the smells done. I like to lock this back here. This is a 50 amp camper. Most of my campers will be branded with the Max Your Journey logo, as you see here. So if you see me riding down the road, make sure you join our tribe. We're going for 100,000 across all platforms, which is a pretty big deal. This is the power cord, but I'm gonna continue around. This is my routine. Outside kitchen, not locked. but I do have my gas cans in there. I'll show you guys when I drop off probably. This might be quite a bit of long video, but you could enjoy it. Windows are locked up. There is damage to my awning up here. It is missing an arm. I have a claim that is filed. A damage like this to one arm, this costs about $1,700. My renters will have to pay it. Unfortunately, they left it out in a storm. This is locked. It will pop open if you do not lock those doors while you're riding on the road. Just ask me, how do I know? That's locked. This goes in the back. And now it's time for us to jump in the truck. I'll see you in a bit. All right, now I got the fuel. I wish they did sponsor me, Monster, because they are literally what fuels this trip and all my rentals as I do my side hustle. But unfortunately they don't, so Monster, reach out to me. I'm just a little guy, but you might call it disgusting. I call it a military addiction that I picked up while in the military serving this great country. That and peanut butter cookies, warm, oh, excellent every time. But we're all hooked up. We have to go drop off our RV rental. We're going out to Delaware Seashore State Park, which is a local state park to us. We do the Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia area for RV rentals under Max Your Journey RV Rentals, guys. So if you'd like to stay on one of our campers, reach out. If you'd like me to manage one of your campers, reach out. But today I'm taking you along for our RV rental drop off. I already dropped off one. This is RV number 2 going to the same client. So I call that a great business day. Let's go. Let's go set this baby up. I'm gonna answer some of your questions in this video, so stay tuned. For a business is you have to have a RV, camper van, motorhome, one of those things, guys. So you already have that part done, but where do you list it? How do you get customers? Well, you wanna have your own personal website, something on Google that pops up when people search RV rentals in whatever area you're in. Along with your competitors, they will be there as well already. But that's where you're gonna make the most money because they're coming directly to you, no middleman, because Google, they don't take a cut, but you can pay for them to advertise it a little bit harder than others, so it's a great option. Option number 2, where to list it, is a third-party site. RV Share, Outdoorsy, RV Easy, Camping World, one of those big platforms. They're already doing the heavy lifting. They're already advertising, and they already have customers on there searching for RVs for rent in that area. That's almost like Airbnb. That's how you can think about those sites. Now they're going to take the biggest commission from you. So a $2,000 rental might only profit you about $750, guys, which is pretty crazy, as you're going to see that you do all the work and they're going to make a lot of the money. But they also are going to offer some type of insurance package. They're going to have all those details figured out, and they already have the customers waiting. So that might be your best option out of the gate, and then you want to convert them over to your personal webpage. So stay tuned as we continue to drop this camper off. I got some more gems for you. Second thing on the list, a question that's commonly going to get asked by you guys, or you really want to know. Are you worried about your camper getting damaged? Yes, and yes, it will happen. And also, what happens, or how do you handle it when it happens? So at the beginning of this video, if you saw on my Meta glasses, I showed you that my awning is currently damaged right now. It's patched up. I notified my renters now that they will not be able to use it. Most cases, you don't want them to use the awning anyway because it will get damaged and it costs a lot. Told you it's a $1,700 repair. So what happens if you're on a third-party site like RV Share, Outdoorsy? When they rent on those sites, all you have to do is document the condition of the campers beforehand, and once the damage happens, just take a lot of photos, a lot of videos, and then go to a shop and get an estimate. You will understand the platforms once you're on them. They will tell the customer, this is how much it costs. So I have the quote showing that it costs $1,700. I might post that here. But it shows that price, and then they will charge them or notify them that they are on the hook to get that fixed, which my clients already knew that they damaged it. A bad windstorm came through, and now I just got to hope that it doesn't cost me any extra money. So that's why we had to handle it that way. But the third-party sites are excellent for covering you for any type of damage. Now, if you go through your own personal site, your own personal webpage, you have to have a contract signed and set up something with your own insurance that allows you to do rentals. Otherwise, you will be out of money. So I usually have my clients sign a third party or sign an additional contract that I have set up. and they're on the hook for any type of damage, where basically I would take them to court, or they would know they're on the hook, and we would handle it more through the court system if that was the case, guys. So that is how you go about damage through your personal web page and also through the third-party sites. Well, look what broke off. I knew I was on my last thread. That's what finally happened. We have arrived. Getting it all set up. Hi.
Jackie.
Sorry, Miss Jackie. All right, so I have arrived to the campground. I'm here setting up. My other renter, who's related to this fine couple, came down, said hello. I'm gonna go check on her when I'm done, just to show her some things. They weren't here when I dropped off. That's another option that I offer with my drop-offs. You do not have to be present. I know how to walk you through. I might have videos showing you what to do as well. But right now I'm setting everything up. I have my power line. I'm doing my water. I pretty much know how to eyeball it as well before I disconnect, because that's very important. You don't want to get all the way disconnected. But this is the stuff I do before my clients arrive. So I'm also going to do the sewer, which is in here. I have my hoses. This camper has 3 different tanks, 2 grays, 1 up front, a gray and a black in the back. If you don't know what that is, you should know. Toilet water, sink water, shower water. So I'm gonna have this, try to hide it all underneath the slide out. Slide out is always about an arm length away. That's about how far it comes out. Goes around. I'll show you the full site real quick. Right here. I'll put my rug down. Outside kitchen right here. Gotta open that up. Which leads me to another thing. What do I include in my rentals? So just out here I have an outside fridge already cold. Well, not this one isn't already cold, but I'm gonna turn it on. I have a grill Blackstone. I provide the green tanks that go with it, as well as extra junk. This is from that awning that messed up right above us. It held up pretty good with that one zip tie. Grill that comes on board I do not use, but I'll show you inside here real quick as we get this all disconnected. Rug is set. The legs will be a little short just because of this elevated lip, and you really don't want them hanging and knocking like that, so we just adjust these pins. Another big question I get, I recorded on the Meta glasses, but just in case, is what to include in your RV rentals, guys. So this rental is dropped off, it's hooked up. What do I include? So take a look. Bedding is a add-on, but they have the option to add it on. So you want to have that in your listing. I scan the channels. I have a trash can. I also have extra trash bag if needed, but not a whole bunch because they will go missing. We also include a Keurig, some K-cups, some plasticware up top. I have more plasticware outside, but I have basic utensils for the grill, tongs, stuff like that, dish soap, hard plastic because that's very important, a cutting board, some paper towels, some hand washing stuff, pots, pans. That's up to you guys. The more you want to clean. The fridge is already set. It's cold. I do that the morning before or the day of that morning. Toilet drop-ins, all that stuff is included. You want your camper to smell good. And I have extra RVTP, but I do not have a whole pack because a lot of people will take the whole pack. It's different than house toilet paper, but still a lot of people will take it. I'll also set the AC before my clients get here if I can beat them here. These clients won't be here till tonight, but the mother-in-law had already came down, so she wanted to talk to me or just swing and check on me. But I have the bedding set up. I have the stove with the propane. Propane is always included. That way they can cook. I have a Blackstone grill outside with green tanks. I have a outdoor rug, which I'll show you as well. And I have chairs in the pass-through. This camper has the broken awning, and I have already notified them that the awning is not to be used. And usually you don't prefer that it's used because a lot of renters will forget it's out. Other than that, that's it. You don't see a whole bunch of clutter, a whole bunch of mess. Even though I use this for personal use, I try to take my stuff out and keep it as bare minimum as possible because this was a business purchase. All my RVs were for business, and we have fun when we can. We utilize them when we can. Now again, I'm fully set up. I have the water hoses out back, sewer set up, and I have the power set up. That's things I like to do before my clients get here. I don't want them to see me all sweaty. I try to avoid that part. And then I try to leave a business card because the number one thing is to get them to convert over to yourself. So there's my business card up there. And other than that, that's it, guys. RV setup, Max Your Journey RV Rentals. If you have any specific questions, ask them down in the comments, guys. But as you see again, this is how simple it is. I have 2 RVs out here. If you want to know the dollar amount that you should be listing your campers at, or any other of those tricky questions, just ask and I will make a video on it or answer your comment. So I appreciate you guys for hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Max Your Journey.